Hey guys, this is Jamie. So I haven't filmed a video in quite a while because I really wanted to focus on my studies and my mental health wasn't there. And I figured that if I would focus more on my studies and get them out of the way, then I would sort of manage with my mental health. But that wasn't the case. So this is a video, I guess, to talk about the importance of mental health. And I do understand that there's a billion videos on it, there's a billion sort of awareness of it. But at the end of the day, no matter how much awareness there is, no matter how much we talk about it, how much we want to stigmatize it, it's still a very touchy subject. And as someone with a heavy depression history, anxiety, I have bipolar, um, I just wanted to say that it does get very difficult, and I do feel alone, or like nearly alone, or I feel like certain things when I talk about that they don't reach people. Like I can start talking like, hey, I don't feel great, and I feel like I don't come across as how severe I'm hurting inside. And obviously, growing up as a survivor of psychological abuse, and also I don't enjoy talking about this part, but I have been raped, sexually assaulted by a previous partner as well. So I have gone through many different things, and I'm not gonna like sit here down and say that hey, everything's great now, because it's not. It's an absolute uphill battle. Um, but I did realize one thing, that I really need to prioritize my own health. And it was very difficult for me during this semester because I had a lot of deadlines. The semester is really, really scattered with deadlines. Like, I have never been in such a demanding semester. Like, I counted that I had something like 6 days off in total an entire semester. And my greatest fear to this day is sort of like disappointing my parents, I guess, because I always felt like no matter what I do, I'm not someone who they want to turn to, or I'm not like their first option of someone who can they trust or protect with their entire being. I know that people have accepting families and everything, but I kind of grew up quite in my abusive sister's shadow, so it was very difficult, and I still feel that. And like focusing more on the studies, and I pretty much like stopped uploading to YouTube, I stopped writing, I stopped doing any sort of creativity, which is very crucial for my own health, mental well-being. And I know it's something that really needs to be said, which is the fact that we need to understand that we need to have breaks when we need them. like I was really running myself to the ground with everything. And obviously, some teachers were supportive, some weren't. And what did I end up with? I ended up with going to my family doctor today, pretty much with a, if you get it like this again, just fucking go to the emergency, you know? To be in a controlled environment. So it's very difficult. And like I've been reaching out to people which I haven't in a while, or on the opposite, people who reach out to me, and I'm really trying to do everything I can in my power to sort of go back to a normal life. And on top of everything, because I haven't been filming, I had a pneumonia, and I've never had a pneumonia. So that's how much my body was worn down from all the demanding everything from university. And it's difficult to just sit down here and just vent. And I know that I've done that in the past, but it doesn't make it easier. And I know that this is a very sort of specific moment in time. And I have been noticing people watching my older videos of how I went through transition, how I went through not being on HRT for a long while, how it was 1 year being on T. And I really appreciate that people are interested in those videos, because obviously for me it's difficult to watch them because I have a pretty voice, or you know, not the voice I feel comfortable hearing, and not the voice I have right now, and which is actually my proper voice. So I really hope to help people, and this video I'm recording it also probably for the first time in, I don't know, maybe ages, for myself as well, sort of to vent everything out. I really don't know what's gonna happen, but I always wanted to be there for people, and that's why I chose psychology, that's why I volunteered for so many years, that's why I help the community in any way I can. So it's quite difficult at times, but that's what it is. And I also wanted to touch on one topic, which is I do feel like we really need to focus on the positive at times. And this was something like which I thought about while I was walking through the mall with my partner. Like I have a positive diary which I bought ages ago, and now I see that I have the need to use it again. So yeah, so no matter how small these things are, we really need to focus on the things that make us happy, that make it worth it. And also another thing, like I was discussing with a very, very close and dear professor of mine, she said that you really need to accept the worst outcome. And Like, what is the worst that can happen? And I have discussed this with my partner as well. But sometimes you need to hear it like from more people. Like in my case, because I was sort of drilled abuse in my head, it's difficult for me sometimes to listen to one person because I was abused by two, and well, if you count my parents on certain occasions, it was obviously more. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to update. I do want to continue doing videos every week as I have in the past, and I will be continuing doing that. And one of the main purposes of this video is to emphasize that if you have a specific routine, please stick to it, even during exams. Like, you need to have time for yourself, because if you don't, you can literally just lose it. And I really lost it. I was really in a bad shape. I'm still recovering. I'm still trying to sort of make sense of how to patch myself together. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone who even watches this, really. Um, I just wanted to say thank you very much. Um, yeah, thank you. If you enjoyed it, obviously, the usual, give it a like, spread it, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.